Yeah, anyone can confirm am I audible or not?
Yes, you are
Audible.
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 Audible,
Audible.
sir, audible.
Yeah. So uh, let me introduce myself. My name is Sachin Kumar, and I have been taking this MAD 1 MAD 2 for last year, and have a good experience in the domain of this MAD 1 and MAD 2. Uh, so today, what's the plan? This session is basically to uh, give you a complete idea how you can complete your project. Okay, and the session will also encourage you, like motivate you to how you can quickly complete your MAD 1 MAD 2 project. Okay, since some of you may have completed your theory, maybe last to last term, or maybe bit earlier this term, like if you have taken the course this term only, even though you will be able to complete your project. Okay, it's like along with your theory you can complete your MAD 1 project. It's very easy. Okay, just the things it requires to complete your MAD 1 MAD 2 project. The three things: first, you should have the curiosity, then the consistency and perseverance. So you have to be curious. Okay, it's like it's not for the project, it's especially for the if you are planning to build your career on the domain of this web development or software development. It's a general key concept for the like to learning anything. Okay, so let me start presenting my screen. Okay, hope my screen is visible. Okay, uh yeah, see, uh I haven't created any particular project for this session. Okay, I'll start from the scratch so that you guys can have the like you guys will get the complete idea how you can build your project from the scratch. Okay, it's the whether it's MAD 1 or MAD 2. Okay. Both projects are very simple, like very easy to build. Just you need to know the right things. Okay, yeah. So since today we are going to discuss about the MAD 1 project, I'll go with the MAD 1 problem statement. Okay, so I guess this is the yeah, this one is the current term problem statement for MAD 1. Okay, guys, if you have uh, if you'll face any issue or any query, you can ask in the chat or you can ping me. Okay, I'll be happy to answer your queries. Okay, see, whether it's like if each term they change the problem statement, but the core things which required to complete your project are are the same. Like they won't change the framework and the core logics of the project. Okay, so this one they asked us to create this quiz master. Okay, it has like lots of stuff. Okay, mm, so they have divided all these things in a milestone, so so that you can track your project, you can plan your strategy, and then you can start building your mad one project. So if you'll try to cover the same milestone within the specified expected time, I guess you'll be able to complete your project. Okay, so yeah, so since I'm going to start from the scratch, so I'll just follow the same thing. First thing, they have asked us to create the repository. Okay, so to like it has the complete document how you can create your yeah, repository and GitHub account. Okay, so you can just go through. Yeah, the tool that required, that are required for the uh, mad applications. Yeah, first you should have the Git, and then so that you can manage the local repository, and VS Code, obviously your
So
code editor.
sorry to interrupt you. Where we can find this document?
It's there in the portal itself. Okay, I'll just
Portal. We have two documents,
the
or
Viva
this is not
portal
one
in
of
the
them.
problem statement. It's there in the problem statement itself. Okay, I have pasted the link in the chat. You can access the document from there.
Mhm. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So without wasting time, I'll quickly start from the with the project. Okay. So let me open the my GitHub account. I'll create a repository. The same instruction, whatever they have mentioned, it says create a private repository. Okay, and add the README, Gitignore file and all. Okay, so I'll open this. Yeah, the Python interpreter. Yeah, your code editor should have this Python interpreter so that you can write your Python code and run your Python code. Okay, so I'll just create the repository, mad one, or I'll just write mad one quiz master. So yeah, let's keep it small. You can write anything. Project for mad course. They have asked us to create it, keep it private. Add this readme.md file, and you can add this gitignore. Okay, and it means you can mention the like which application it's this uh Python. Yeah, and either you can mention Jinja. No. So Flask is not there. Okay, let's keep it empty. Okay, now I'll create this repository. Okay, one thing you'll face the configuration with your local Git with your GitHub account. Okay, I'll just copy this repo. Okay, how you can interact like with your GitHub repository with your local Git. So either you can use the SSH key or HTTPS link. Okay, here you can like permanently store your username and password in your local Git, and then you can start interacting. Okay. And for more details, you can go through this document. Okay.
Where is that?
This document,
Sir,
all the links are there in this document
sir,
itself.
Okay, okay,
Git tracker.
sir,
okay.
Yeah.
hello. Sir, when I am trying to create my account on GitHub,
Hmm.
the username mentioned in the document is not available for me.
No, no, no. Are you asking about this username?
No, no, the format that is given in the document, Git tracker document, uh,
Uh, okay.
that format is not, my ID is not available for username.
Maybe it's already taken. That's why. Okay. So yeah, obviously you guys may have this issue. Either your email is already registered or the username is already taken. So in that case, you'll have to check whether there's any account associated with your student email ID or not. If it's there, then you can change the username. So make sure you haven't created any GitHub account with your student email ID. Okay, you'll have to check. Okay, so yeah, so these are the issues which you guys will face. So such issues you can uh, post in the either like I can take those issues later since I'll be late with the session. I'll just uh, mention my LinkedIn account. There you can ask all your queries. Okay, you can follow me and you can ask all the queries since we have limited time. Okay, you guys can ask all your queries here. I'll reply after the end of the session. Okay, so now I've created the this repository. Okay, yeah. Now I'll start with the development. Let's go to uh, okay. I'll open. I've already installed local Git bash on my system, and I've already set up all the configuration, my username and like email. Also, I've set up the my password and the username so that I can directly pull and push the changes to my uh, GitHub repository. It's like Git is a version control system or software. Since this local Git is different than this remote GitHub. So GitHub is a remote repository. It helps you to manage your repository on remote and for collaboration. In local Git, it's it's like the locally on your system where you can manage your application uh, on your local system. Okay, but you can interact, you can pull the changes, you can post the changes from the remote repository, and you can uh, like like you can interact with your local repository to your remote repository. So Git is locally and GitHub is the remote on cloud. So I'll just open the Git bash over here. Okay, let's see. It's very simple. I'm cloning the remote repository which I've created there on my GitHub account. Okay. It's cloning. Okay. In your case, it may ask for the username and password, and it will be like a repetitive task to enter the username and password and again and again. So what you'll have to set up, either you can follow SSH key or the saving the username and password on your local Git. For that step, either you can follow any tutorial on YouTube, or you can use ChatGPT how to set up SSH key or HTTPS with your Git and the GitHub. Okay. Okay. Now I've created this repository with Mad1 Quiz Master. Okay. Now I'll open it on the code editor. Okay. One thing, these tasks may seems to be like may look tedious, like it's like hard or something, but it's very easy. Once you set up the configuration, it will be very easy to interact with your like manage your repository on GitHub and local Git. Okay, I'll change the theme. Okay, now you can see. I'll just show you something. By default, it mentions something like which you can ignore. Or this one is the our readme MD file. Okay, I'll just show you one more thing. See, this like either you can use a bash and write commands to manage your versions of your code, or you can use like this extension on VS Code to commit and uh, staging your changes. And this one is the your your progress like source control graph, where you can see this blue one master is the local branch. Like this branch is on local Git on our local repository. This cloud one is the remote repository, which is there in our GitHub account. Okay. Now, now
This
it's
git
like
ignore,
the
what
first.
does it does? This git ignore, what git ignore does?
Yeah. So Gitignore is basically you may create something, some application. Okay, there will be some dependencies, like you'll create a virtual environment, you'll install Python, I mean Flask, okay, and so on. So already like those frameworks or the libraries you don't want to track. Okay, since it's the like the framework, you're just supposed to use it, and the size is very huge. You can't track since you haven't written any code on the framework or the library. So you're not supposed to track such libraries. So such thing you can ignore. So you mention those things which you don't want to track. Okay. Like
It,
something
it,
you may
it
want
means
to ignore.
it
So
means
this
these
git
libraries will
ignore.
not will be downloaded here.
Yes. And even whatever thing you'll mention over here, na, such thing will not get pushed to the remote repository. Means if I'll create something, taste.txt file, okay. Now you can see this U mark. It's like untracked, and Git local Git is trying to track this file. Either what I can do, I can mention this file name taste.txt. The moment I'll mention this file, it ignores this file. Now the
Okay,
moment you'll try to push this code
got that.
on the
Thank
Git,
you. Got
yeah,
that. Thank you.
on GitHub, this file will not get pushed to the your remote repository.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Thank
like you want to ignore something.
you. Yeah.
I'll show you what are the things you can ignore.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is the okay, so many tabs are open. Let me close this one. It's not closed. Yeah. Okay. Now see this the first milestone, which is the milestone 0, was very easy. You're supposed to create private repository, which we have done, readme.md file, gitignore, and then push the like commit and push the initial setup to the repository. It says push a commit to the uh to your remote repository. Okay, so follow the same message. They mention some message so that they can keep track. So I'll just do one thing. Uh, okay, see right now you can see it's source modified. What you can do, you can use this extension extension, and you can discard the changes. So either you can manage your GitHub repository through this UI, or you can use bash commands. The moment you'll install git bash, the bash terminal will get integrated with your VS Code. So once you open VS Code, you're not supposed to open any external like other tabs or terminal. I mean, separate terminal or CMD or PowerShell, anything. All these terminals will be available in the VS Code itself. It gets integrated with the VS Code, so you can find all your terminals, even your WSL, your command prompt, your Git Bash, PowerShell, everything. So once you open VS Code, you're like you have everything. So I'll do one thing.
And what extension
Uh,
was required in the VS Code? In the extension,
uh,
which what
yeah. Okay.
name?
Extension.
Name.
Yeah.
Please guide us that one also, which because we are new to this.
Yeah. Just write Git.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay. So this one is the like I'll show you the
Which
installed
one?
one. Yeah.
Many things comes now in the VS Code, so we're confused with that.
Yes. Yeah. Just a second. I'll just show you the installed one. In my case. Okay. So can you see all these extensions? These are installed in my system. So I'll just show you which one is for the source graph. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think here you can type your Git keyword in the above in this input
Yeah.
box and search in the install list.
No, actually, it's
Yes,
like
type
by
it
default.
Git. Okay, by default it's going everywhere.
Is there any problem if something by mistake it is installed? Is there
Right full
just
name.
Yeah, it may be like it's install, it's not able to recognize, but yeah, it's like I'll just show you this one source control graph. I'll just show you. Or this extension is not able to recognize git graph. This one is only okay. Say it's not installed. Okay, say additional one, I guess. Just a second. I guess these things are by default available in VS Code. Okay, or maybe it may ask you something to install. Let me just show you source graph. So yeah, it's by default available. Just you need to enable it. by going
So,
through your preference
source
in the
control graph
setting.
name. Name is source
What?
control graph.
Yes, this one, but it's a additional one. Just a second. Yeah, this one only. Okay. This yeah, this one. So just install this Git graph. It will show you the source graph. So this basically shows this your remote and the local, and you can also install Git. Yeah, start this one also you can install.
Okay, I just see in my this VS Code editor, this is
Hmm.
installed by default. We don't need
Yeah.
to install anything.
Some of the things are by default available. Okay, and some maybe you need to install. Okay, so I guess these are the by default feature of the VS Code. If you don't have the latest version, then you will have to have this latest version. Okay, and these are like some additional one. Okay,
Sir, excuse me.
yeah.
Sir, every time you install these extensions on our computer, will we not
Hmm.
be overloading our computer, sir?
Sachin,
You
one
need
thing to
to
add.
restart.
Sachin, sorry to
Re-
interrupt. One thing to add that can we more focused on the coding part so that it would be good
yeah, this
because
is yeah. Basic. I'm just gonna start with the coding.
ha.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So yeah, whenever you add the extension, you will have to close the editor and then open it again. And these two are by default, I guess, available. Okay, you can check it on your side.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, please proceed.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the okay. It says we need to make a commit. It's by default initial commit. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll just get status. It says nothing, so nothing to commit. So what I'll do, I'll just add something over here. So I'm gonna start to create my mad one quiz master project. Okay. Now I'll check git status. It says modified. Just two commands you need to follow. Okay. Whenever you modify something, you just write staging the changes. Staging the changes. You write git add dot, and to commit, you write commit and your message, whatever the message, and then you can just push the changes to the remote repository, git push. Okay, and in the like either you can write in your first attempt you should write like this. Okay, and you can mention -u to remember it, or you can directly mention git after that. After the first command of this git push -u origin, you can start follow this just git push. Okay, so such I'll follow the same step. I've modified something. It says modified. Okay, you can check the status every time. Okay, I'll just write git add. It's commit, like added the changes to the staging area. Now you can write git commit and the same message -m, this message. Okay, now I'll just show you the thing. See, this blue and local repository is one step above to the remote one. So it's like our remote repository is behind the local repository. The moment I'll push git push, yeah, both are in parallel. So now whatever changes we have made, we have done in the local repository, the same things are available on our GitHub. I'll just reload. See, those commands. Okay, so this one was the basic setup. Now next, it says creating the database and all. Yeah. Now I'm gonna talk about the Flask. See, there's no restriction. Okay. Uh, whatever extended Flask framework you can use. Like you can use any uh, Flask extended frameworks. Okay. See, if we'll go with the official documentation of the Flask, you'll find a complete tutorial for creating a project. This one will follow this complete tutorial. Will eventually create. It's like the complete tutorial to create a Flask project, but it has the different approach. Like it's not following Flask SQL Alchemy. It's creating everything like authentication, authorization. I mean, yeah, authentication, authorization, your database, and whatever like routers. All all are being managed by the this uh, Flask framework only. It may ask. It uses SQLite to like SQLite as a database and SQLite 3 Python framework for managing it. Okay, so either you can follow this one or you can to if you want to explore the framework, you can follow this tutorial. It has the complete tutorial. Okay, or in our case, we'll be using the Flask SQL Alchemy and Flask security too. Okay, so see what I'm trying to make you understand is like you should know how to create the things, how to find the resources. Okay, you're not like either you can use ChatGPT, but even to use ChatGPT, it requires some like some prior knowledge. Like you should have the basic idea. So for that, you can refer this document. Okay. Now I'll just follow the document only, nothing else. I'll follow the same document, and just you need to have the understanding of Python, not in advance. Python intermediate. You should know how to write functions, classes, and calling classes, calling methods, importing, exporting, managing file. That's all. Whatever you have learned in the introduction to Python in your foundation level. Yeah, foundation level. Uh, okay. Now it says a minimal application. I'll create this minimal application. But before this, one thing which will use virtual environment, Python virtual environment. Okay, why it's important? Uh, I'll just tell you. Just follow this virtual environment standard practice, and it we use like in Python development we use virtual environments. This reason. Okay, so yeah, please follow the instruction like follow the standard practice and create the virtual environment. And creating virtual environment is very easy. Since all we are doing our development in Windows command prompt itself, like Windows machine only. Okay, not WSL and not even like other uh, other platform. We are using this. Yeah, we'll follow it. We'll do the development in the Python, sorry, Windows platform only. Okay, to create the virtual environment, we'll follow the command create. Sorry, to create VNV. We'll write the command. This one actually we are using this Python in in our Windows machine. To activate, it has the command this one, or you can not this one, since we are using Windows, so it says scripts activate. You can follow the same thing in this document. Okay, it's a standard resource, like official resource for the creating the virtual environment. Just right click. Okay, for creating the virtual environment. Okay, so let's create the virtual environment. Right, Python -mvenv dot env. Okay, this last word is actually the name of your virtual environment that which you will create. So it will create the virtual environment. Like virtual environment is like extra layer on our Windows machine where we will install all our dependencies like Flask, Flask SQL Alchemy, Flask Security, and our application will run on this virtual environment. Now we'll activate. Right now we are running all the commands on the directly on the Windows terminal. Okay. Now we'll activate the virtual environment. Either you can write source or dot, doesn't matter. Source and dot both are same in Linux environment. This one is not in Windows. We don't follow this source. We just write VNV. So I'll write not VNV. It's the name of the virtual environment. Since our virtual environment is .env, so I'll write .env. Write scripts activate. Okay. Says .env. Yeah. See, it's not like you have to follow the same instructions, like whatever I'm doing. Just follow the document. Okay. Document has the complete clear cut idea how to create virtual environment and how to activate it. Okay. It has the see creating virtual environment says this one, and activating it has the same command .env scripts activate. Now we have created. Now see, our commands will run on this virtual environment. Means whatever will install will get installed in virtual environment. So in the library you can see there are like pip and other packages. Now we'll go and install the Flask. So before this, let's write. It says installation. Install Flask. Follow the same command. It says activate the virtual environment. After creating an activate virtual environment and install this. It's installing virtual environment. Okay. Now I'll just go to minimal application. This one. If for everything, like whatever, whether you use Flask security or this Flask or Flask SQL Alchemy, follow the standard document. Okay, it has the idea, like the exact thing. Okay. Okay, now I'll show you if it's installed. Yeah, virtual this install. You can see now it has lots of stuff: Jinja, Flask, and Blinker, and it's dangerous. So all are interdependency of the Flask. Okay, now you can see this virtual environment is being ignored. The reason we have mentioned this .env over here. .env. See, .env is there. So since we don't want to track, it has the all the dependencies, and dependency in the dependency we haven't written any code, so we are not supposed to track it. ignore this one. Okay. Now I'll just create, yeah. One thing that you need to focus, how to organize all your files and folders. For that, either you can follow the approach structure, which is there in the MAD1 course, or you can follow the standard document. It has the complete layout of the Flask application. I'll just create the application. Okay. Main.py. Okay. Let's paste it. Okay. See. Now, the additional thing which we are doing in the Flask says it has its own command to run the application. It says right this way: Flask app run hello run something. Okay, but we are not doing it. Instead of that, we'll start the application over here itself. Okay, this one. Okay, so here what I'm doing, this this is like making sure that whenever I'll run, I'll call this file, uh, I'll call this file, okay, then this will get executed. Like, you can't import this app.run anywhere else in another file and then run it. It's not possible. It says this app.run will only get executed when you'll call this same file where it's defined. Okay, so that's the idea. For now, you can just be sure this is the way to,
Pardon, sir. What? Please.
yeah.
This app.run. Pardon. If
No,
name is
it's
equal
not.
to main.
Yeah, I'm about to start run the application.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the way we may run the application. Now, instead of following this complex command, okay, either you can follow this document, you can just, since we have mentioned this, we can start our application. Okay, just in the activated virtual environment, just write Python and name of the file. You have the main.py over here. So write main.py. Yeah, it's
Any
done.
name you can keep, no?
Ah,
Instead
yeah,
of
any name
main.
you can assign, but make sure, see, all the whatever names you mm, give it a file. Okay, whatever name you write, you keep name of the file. Okay, it should be not same as the name of the any class variable inside any of the files in the entire repository. See, each file acts as a module. I mean, you can directly write, uh, you can directly create taste.py. Okay,
Yeah.
here you can just write from sorry, from main import app. Okay, you can write. So it's like this main, the name of the file itself is the name of the module. So whatever name you assign to a file in Python, it it's basically the name of it uses this name as the module of the entire code on that file. Okay, so make sure if you write a name, you can't create the same variable inside any of the file.
Okay.
Okay, don't do this. Okay, name
Mhm.
should be not same as inside the like it's same as of name of the variable or class. Else you will face issues like some import issue or something. Okay, yeah. In for your concern, you can write any name to the
Okay.
file.
Please.
You can
Please.
write app.py something. I'll just ignore this one. Okay. Since all you guys are beginner, okay, you can keep the things as simple as possible. Okay, don't make it complex. If you know to create only files in the folder, create files and folders only. Okay, I mean create only files, not any folder. If you are not comfortable with that. Okay. Okay. So next, what we are going to do is okay. This is the setup. This complete setup of the virtual environment and then the Flask app. Okay. Next, let me go to the document itself. Document itself. Okay, it says something, create something. All these tables. Okay. So I'll just simply go to Flask SQL Alchemy. Flask SQL Alchemy. Okay. Has the okay in the code they have mentioned ensure database is programmatically created. Okay, like when you start your application, it should get created the database. Okay, two things. We have this SQLite. Sorry, SQLite. Actually, SQLite is a
Please also explain the SQLite and SQL Alchemy and Flask SQL Alchemy. What are the difference between these three?
yeah, just a second. Stop collaboration.
Please click left bottom. There is a percentage of you, 10%. Left bottom.
Bottom
At the
left.
Yes,
bottom of the screen.
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
this one.
Left.
Bottom.
Left.
Left.
Left. Plus, plus,
Yes.
plus. Plus, plus.
Here.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Why do you like? Why you guys are asking for the
Because
size?
your
Just a
screen is
second.
in 10%. That's why all text are very small.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Actually, I can set the size more
Just
than
delete this box and then zoom in.
No, no.
Then
Okay. Text. You increase the text
okay.
size. That's all. Yeah, Excel. Excel is okay.
Okay, I'll just write SQLite.
Yes.
Okay, and then we have this Flask SQL Alchemy. And next we have what the third thing you said?
SQL Alchemy.
Okay, SQL Alchemy. Okay.
Because this has been mentioned in the course content, no, also.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah.
confusing is that.
Okay. Uh, okay, I'll keep it blank. See, this one is the software. This is a software, not any framework or library. It's a software.
Okay.
Like just the way we have VS Code now, and we have PostgreSQL, MySQL. These are the database. These are basically software where we store our data. So this
Okay.
SQLite is a lightweight database which can be used with any application, like for the learning purpose, and it's basically runs without any server. It it just a it just a file. Okay, it acts as a file. Okay, so wherever you create this SQLite database, it's create the database in a file itself, SQLite file. Okay, but in other cases like PostgreSQL or MySQL, it asks for the separate server. It's like the complete applications, as the way we have created Flask application. So it asks for the complete structure of the application server, other stuff. So we use SQLite since it's a lightweight database. Now, to deal with, like to interact with this database, it requires some framework. Okay. See, here we are writing Python code. We are running this application. Now we are able to uh, access the application on our browser. Okay, and we are able to interact. Basically, all this server, the Python server in our system, and how we are interacting with the help of Flask framework. So to interact, to deal with database, we require this Flask SQL Alchemy. Flask SQL Alchemy is the extension of Flask, which is specifically designed for Flask project only. Okay, so Flask SQL Alchemy is dedicated only Flask project, and this SQL Alchemy, yeah, SQL Alchemy. It's a general Python framework for dealing with database, whether it's SQLite, PostgreSQL, MySQL. Okay, it's a generalized framework. Well, it can, I mean, it can work with uh, your PostgreSQL, your MySQL, and SQLite, but it can also with other Python frameworks like Django. So it's a generalized, not specific to the Flask. The moment we talk about Flask SQL Alchemy, it's specific to Flask framework only. The moment you create your backend server with the help of Flask, you can use Flask SQL Alchemy, which is an extension of SQL Alchemy. Flask SQL Alchemy is an extension of SQL Alchemy, and this Flask SQL Alchemy you can use only with your Flask project, not Django
Okay.
project.
We will focus only on the Flask SQL Alchemy throughout our course, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the simplicity, it's like this SQL Alchemy is like more vast and complex. To make it simple, someone has created this as Flask SQL Alchemy so that you can quickly focus on your Flask project, and without going through the entire documentation of SQL Alchemy, you can quickly start with the basics of uh, with basics of data management with the help of Flask SQL Alchemy, which is a
Okay. Thank
specific
you.
to the Flask project.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Please.
Okay, I'll just create this database. Okay, again, see, uh, again, you can follow the same structure, like same document to install Flask SQL Alchemy and all. Writing the Flask SQL Alchemy, and it says how to uh, I'll go to quick start. Is a quick start configuration. It's like the more complex structure. Okay, you can stick with this structure, or you can simplify it by going with the default option. Okay, the moment if you don't mention any other parameters, call like creating this SQL Alchemy, you don't mention model class and all, takes the default options. Okay, so I'll create a simple file, the name database. I'll write database.py. Okay, here I'll just import this Flask SQL Alchemy. I'll create DB object Flask SQL Alchemy. Now, it's like we have created the complete SQL Alchemy object. Now we can deal with the database, but we haven't integrated this SQL Alchemy with our this project with our Flask backend. So what we'll do, but before this, I'll create some tables. Okay,
Now
creating table is
both files are independent. No connectivity is there, na? In the
yeah.
main file and
Till now,
database,
no
right?
connectivity is there.
Okay.
No connectivity is there. I'll connect it with the main application later. I'll first
Okay.
define the tables.
Okay. Okay.
So it's very simple. How you define? Either you can stick with the this approach, okay, and there's a simplified version from the boot like Mad1 course. It's like it's very simple. let's suppose you want to create the user class, like user table. So what you write? Class
Class,
user, and then
class,
you,
class.
yeah, and you write ID, name, and you can like email, password. So I'll just go with password. See, I'll keep it simple. You can make it, you can design on your own as per your understanding. Okay. Mm, password, and yeah, so far I'll just keep it only these three columns. Okay. See, let me just explain, and then I'll use ChatGPT since I don't have sufficient time. Okay. It's like the complete, this is called ORM. And in Python, if someone will ask, what is this? You can simply identify this is a class in Python. It has attributes. Okay. And you can also define methods, like something like this method, or you can write customized method, like define def get, and then you pass the self, or you just write getter, and you can return all this stuff. Okay. So it's like the general, what we call the general Python class. This class help us to map with the database table. Whatever you create tables, like the columns, you can map the columns with this Python, this class model. This is called ORM, Object Relational Model, and then you can manipulate your database with the help of this program, with the help of this code. Okay, for simplicity, I'll just remove this. Okay, and I'll just ask ChatGPT to create all these random tables for me in the over here. Okay, not this. Okay, yeah, admin user. Okay, one concern is that, see, user is user only. Any person is a user. It may, the person can have different role. Either it can be a admin, manager, or normal user. So to 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 keep it optimized, what we do, we define a role. Okay, here we can mention, I can mention like admin user. So these are the keywords with the help of which I can identify whether this user is admin, user, or guest. No need to create separate tables. In the document, they have mentioned user admin. Why to create admin? Admin is a person itself, like himself. So I can just assign the role. That's it. Now I'll just quickly move to this and I'll ask ChatGPT to create these tables. So, okay, the thing which I'm going to use is basically
So what you
coding.
mean to say that the user, the same object user will be the admin also and user also.
Huh. So we have this attribute, I mean column, where we are mentioning the role. I can verify now, like whether he's the admin, user, or
Yeah.
guest, or manager.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Or in our quiz master, I'll just write admin. Okay, admin, or you can write POD. It's up to you. POD, and then I'll write instructors, and not
Mm.
admin, I'll write students. That's it. Okay. Mm, yeah. Now I'll ask ChatGPT to create these tables.
Okay.
Uh, create
Such
all these. Yeah. Any doubt?
such type of help you can take from ChatGPT for this, or in the main project also, or not.
No, it's like there's no restriction. You can take the help of the ChatGPT, but make sure you write your own logic,
Okay.
like the
Okay.
business logic, the complete project logic.
Okay.
Okay. So like here I'm using this just to populate quickly. Okay. I'll keep modifying as per my understanding. Okay. So see, even it's not complete correct. Okay. So it has created subject. Now I know how to create tables. So in the table, you mention the column name, you mention the data type, you make it whether it's primary key or not, whether it's unique or not, whether it should be null or not. Like while creating this user, can anyone skip this email? No. Nullable equals to false. So not. Okay, subject and name, whatever. Chapter. Okay. And then quiz, question, score, whatever. Okay. This something called relationship. One to one or one to many, many to many. It's very simple. I'll just for complete guide you can follow this ORM quick start, and there it has the complete idea of relationships. Yeah, relationships. So yeah, one to many to one, many to many. It's like one parent can have multiple children, and children can have only one parent. Okay, so this is the way. So to in actually in database in SQL SQL queries, how we create relations between tables using the foreign keys. Same way we use in the over here foreign keys. Since we are stick with the SQL alchemy, like the this yeah SQL, not SQL alchemy. I mean Flask SQL alchemy. So I'll just write one to many. I'll try to find the is there a relationship is defined there or not. Not yeah. It has this relationship. Mm, one to many. Okay, it has the this one to parent child something. But either you can follow this screencast or maybe in SQL Alchemy you can get the idea. I'll just explain quickly. Have this one to many or one to one. So it's basically you can see the I complete this detail. Let's suppose many to many. You create this parent. You get children. This one is the many to many. Okay. So in many to many, you create association table or something. I'll just explain quickly. Okay. I'll just explain the relationship. Okay. Let me go to gen mode. Yeah. So this one, not this one. No. I'll skip this part. Subject has name and ID. That's it. Chapter has ID, title, subject ID, subject. Okay. Now, one thing to focus. See, this chapter, it's subject. One subject can have multiple chapters. So what it's doing? Subject ID. One chapter will have its subject ID. So the subject ID is a foreign key. Can you see this? Data type, then I'm mentioning it's a foreign key. And it's getting mapped with the subject ID. That means each chapter will have one subject. Okay, it's like the same in our program. We have modules. So each course has 12 modules, something, 12 weeks module. So you can just go the content week wise. So it's like the chapter. So yeah, foreign key. You mention foreign key and you mention, okay, see, by default, it if you don't mention the name of the table, uh, table name. Yeah. If you don't mention this table name by default, see in programming, if you don't mention for using any framework or API, if you don't mention anything, it has default options. So if you're not mentioning this name now, so by default, the name of each table is small, a small letter, the name of the class. So I'm calling the same table and then ID. So I'm mapping this ID. So each chapter will have a subject ID. Now, subject. This is a relationship. I have created relationship. Okay, this is called one
This
to
subject,
many
this
relationship.
subject ID is from the parent class, or
Ah,
this subject ID we mentioned here or the foreign key. This is
hmm.
mapped with this subject ID or the parent class subject ID.
Yeah, wait. See,
Okay.
there's something wrong. Okay, the way ChatGPT generated this code, it's not
Oh,
completely correct.
okay.
See,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
I've created this foreign key. Okay, so I know uh, I can create like I want to create one to many relationship. I mean, one subject will have many chapters. So what I'll do, I'll switch to chapters, chapters, and then I'll mention db dot relationship. Okay, and in the relationship, I'll mention the chapter. I'm getting mapped with the chapter. Okay, and then back reference this, and this lazy you can ignore or you can keep it true. Okay, uh, let's uh, let's ignore. Let's go with the default option. But I'll tell you there's a reason to keep it lazy equals to true. Okay, lazy equals to true help you to help you to like it's like it control the data, the template. Let's suppose you are going to show some template on the browser. This lazy equals to true make sure all the data from the query, this relationship query, this virtual query is getting fetched and ready to show. Then only template should get redirected to the response. Else it will wait. Okay, lazy equals to true. So as of now, I'll just ignore this one. Okay. Now, see, it's very simple. What I'm saying, this subject has chapters. So anywhere, wherever you create something like object of subject, let's suppose you created object of subject. Okay. And then you want to know what are the chapters are there. You write object dot chapters. Now this one will return a list of chapter object. Okay. Now you can iterate chapter in chapter object and we write access all the attributes like id, name, title, whatever. Okay, so this is the plan. What I've done, I changed the approach of the VS code. Since I have this foreign key, I don't want to have the relationship chapters. Like obviously I'm going to create this what you call one to many relationship. One chapter, one subject will have many chapters. Even I'm using back reference. It says, let's suppose you create object of chapter type. So I'll write object of chapter type, chapter type. Okay, I created this object of chapter. Now what I'll do, I can call object dot subject. Okay, now what it does, it says a chapter can have only one subject. That's why I'm passing back reference as this subject. So I created this chapter object over here. I call object dot the name of the reference. Now this is this is this object. Now I can access dot name. Now this will return the name of the subject for this chapter. Sorry. Okay. So this is like I'm uh, I can access all the chapters with the help of this subject object, and I can access the subject of a chapter by using this keyword. That's why I'm using lazy equals to true. And this relationship is basically a virtual query. It's a join query in SQL. SQL queries we have join. Okay, inner join, outer join. So this relationship is basically the same thing. So this is the way I've created this relationship. This is like one to many. I can mention somewhere anywhere one to many relationship between subject and chapter. Okay. Now, since I know now I have I've defined this, I modified the code, and I know I don't need this relationship, and which is that wasn't relevant for as per my understanding. Okay, so I removed that one. Now it says something quiz will have obviously a title. Okay, something like maybe quiz 1, quiz 2, and term. Okay, a mock test, something it can have. It will have chapter. It's a chapter ID. Okay, so either chapter, not chapter, I can map it to subject. Its subject will have quiz. So this is not correct, so I'll just write replace this one. I know this quiz dedicates to I consider it will refer to the subject. So I'll overwrite this again. This like again, and again I can create like relationship again. What kind of relationship I can create? Quizzes, and yeah. So one subject may have multiple quiz, maybe quiz 1, quiz 2, or consider in term as a quiz. So I'll remove this one. See, this is my own logic. Whatever I'm thinking correct, I'm implementing it. This is the thing you should know is the how to implement the things. Whatever you are thinking, whether it's right or wrong, you should know how to implement. That's it. Okay. Since you are not going to do implement this business, you are not the like business owner or something. You're just planning to create. You have some idea you want to implement, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. We'll try to make it correct, but as per your understanding, you can uh, your focus should to implement whatever you think. That's it. Okay. No question. So this was my understanding. I'll question. Okay. Question I can refer to the chapters. Okay. So ID, text, and question will have okay, quiz ID. Okay, okay, it will belong to any quiz. Okay, quiz ID. Okay, correct, and it should uh, either it should refers to any subject or the chapters. So what I'll do, I'll just map it with the chapter, not with the subject. I think this is the correct approach. Okay, chapter. Uh, and I'll remove this one. Okay. Format this document. Yeah. So it's mapped to chapter ID. Okay. Now chapters may have questions. Okay. But I won't map. Okay. So far, what I'm doing, this question and quiz has what kind of relationship? Again, one to many. Okay. So although I'm not getting all the questions over here, but it has the one to many approach. Again, the reason why I'm saying one to many relationship. See, in this question table, I can find multiple columns, I mean multiple rows with the same, yeah, same quiz ID or same chapter ID. So it's a one to many connection. I mean, one quiz may have multiple questions. If you are not able to find, if you are planning to have unique, like, let's suppose there's a one-to-one relationship. Okay, there's a movie show. Okay, some movie show at a specified location, a specific time. So time and location you can map in a one table, and then you can have this one to one connection. I mean, one movie you can assign a unique ID. So this ID is mapped to this location only. So there's a one-to-one connection. There are just situations where we have this one-to-one connection. Okay. So in our case, like parent or child. Okay. Like let's suppose there's one father, one son. So a father can map to son, and son can have only one father, and father can have father is having only one son. So it's like one to one. So in the son table, I cannot find the multiple uh, ID of a unique father. I mean primary ID. So in general, this one to one is like in our application, this one to one we are not using in like anywhere, but in
But
some cases, it may
can I,
ask you to implement one to one. Yeah. Any question?
No, sir. Please proceed.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now this is my setup. Now a score. Okay. Score belongs to user ID quiz. Okay. Score. Okay. Yeah. See here I can have multiple like many to many collections. Okay. The reason why I'll just explain. Let me first implement the feature. Okay. I said users are the I can use and quizzes. I don't think this quizzes will have this multiple relation. Whether I'm not sure whether the business logic is correct or not. This is my understanding. What I'm saying, okay, a score. So, okay, okay, not, I won't have this one also. I'll ignore this one. So, score will have user ID, quiz, and a score. That's it. Now I'll do one thing. This, this is the foreign keys. So I'll just in the users, I'll create scores. So the reason why I'm creating uh, scores, user can have multiple scores, like a score for quiz one, quiz two. Okay, that's why we're having this quiz ID. So what I'm saying, what I'm trying to implement, user can have multiple quizzes, and based on multiple quizzes, he or she can have multiple scores. So these two are helping me to identify a unique quiz with unique score, and that's why I'm accessing this scores. Okay, so this table is ready. Okay, I think this table is ready. Okay, I'll just do one thing. Okay, now I'll switch back to set to gen mode. I'll just try to show how to. I'm gonna map this database with our Flask application. The database. The database. This one. Okay, how to import? See,
How to check
make the
this tables has been
yeah.
created? Can we check this table has been created is correct? Is there a way?
Uh, I'll go with the errors. I'll try to create if it will throw any errors. Will identify.
Okay.
Will fix.
After connecting with the database, we can check. That's all, right?
Yeah. There are ways you can check it before connecting it to the application. But for that, you will again open the interactive Python shell, and then you'll create this database and you'll run all the queries. Or either you can write the
Okay.
whole Python script to test the database. That you can do. So
No, no,
since
no.
you're doing the development, we'll test it along with the application.
Simple should be there because we can create the simple project only to
Uh,
complete our project.
yeah.
Correct. Okay.
See, the main idea or the main intention or main focus as a beginner you should have is finishing your project, all the core
Yeah.
requirements. Once you are done
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
core requirements within the less time, then you can spend more time to explore more.
Correct.
There are
Correct.
lots of things in development, just
Hmm.
the like basics. So since I don't want to do the rigorous testing and then making sure if the database is correct or not. Since I know I can modify along with the application development, so I'll quickly integrate integrate the database with the application. I'll follow the flow of the application development, and in between, if I'll get some error, I'll uh, I'll I'll fix the errors in the database and I'll run it again. Okay, so that's the intention. Like that is the approach. Okay. Now I'll just do one thing. See, importing is important. In lots of time you'll face this importing issue. Okay. See, you're in current directory. So from current directory you can write from database, or you can mention dot. Dot says from the current directory. Or you just write dot. Now database, you have the option. You can write star. I, I hope you know what is star. Importing everything. Or
All.
as per the Python PEP 8 writing standard, coding writing standard, it says, uh, see, it says you should explicitly mention all the tables. Okay. And see, all this RAID error is because I'm using Pipit encoding. I'll just show you. Okay. Why I'm getting this RAID alerts, since I'm following this AutoPep 8. It's a standard format tool which format your codes as per the standard practice. That's why these codes are showing this RAID alert. So you can ignore. Okay. Or you can switch back to star. It says everything important. Now, to configure the database, it's very simple. In the Flask SQL Alchemy, I'll go to overview. So basically, you need to follow somewhat the like most of the time you'll follow the official document, or the screencast, or maybe some recorded session of boot camps like taken by instructor. Okay, so those things you can do. So like mixed approach. Whatever you'll find easy, you can follow the same approach to complete your project. Okay. So it says configuration. I'll just go with creating. Okay. Configure an extension. Installation, initialize the extension. Not here. It's one thing. Configuration. Orders and tables. So one example. Okay. You can follow this document, or just let me do. Okay. It has the one thing I'll just do. Okay. By the quick start, it's created this one, created database. Okay. And see, it says how to configure. After creating this Flask instance, the main Flask root app, okay, Flask server, you paste these two lines over after this line. Reject this one. Okay. Here what I'm doing, this is a location. By default, this 3 slash, what it does, it this 3 forward slashes, it creates a instance folder in your current directory, and inside the instance folder, it creates the SQLite file, database file. You can change the extension SQLite or 3 or something, or keep it DB. Okay. And see, this DB we have created over here, DB, SQL Alchemy object. Now here I'm passing it, like I'm mapping it with the Flask app, this app. That's it. That's all you need. Okay. I'll change this to this one. Okay. I'll ignore this stuff since as of now I'm not using this. I'll keep adding extra stuff as I'll go. I'll keep populating the routers. Okay. This database is ready. Okay. So far we haven't created any templates and any static files like Bootstrap or designing part. And I'm going with the
We are
database.
importing only DB. We are importing only DB.
Yeah.
Okay.
DB. I'll import this stuff later. Okay. Now, since it says you should create the database programmatically in the document they have mentioned. So
Yeah.
what does mean?
Yeah.
They are asking you to use this one, these lines of code. It says create database and then create all. Create all is the moment you write db.create all, it creates database along with the uh, tables. Okay. One important thing and the major issue, like the most common issue, which you guys will face, this app context. App context is like one of the core concept in Flask or with the Python or any development framework. Basically its app context is an environment where you define something. Okay, define some global variables, and these variables are available within the environment boundaries. If you try to access something out of this boundary, it will throw this out of context, working out of context issue like error. So you can read more about this app context in Flask document itself, or you may ask ChatGPT or some tutorial. Okay, so this with keyword, opening the app context and closing it. Okay, what I'll do, I'll try to implement this. If it will throw this out of context issue anywhere, if you'll face this out of context issue, you can manually push the context and keep it open. Right now, it will open a context, create the database, and it will close it by default. If you want to use this keyword with keyword, okay, and if you'll directly use this push, it says you're manually what you're doing, you're pushing the context and you're keeping it open, not closing the context. Okay, so this line of code will help you to fix this out of context issue, and this comes because the way you organize the file now, that also matters. This the organizing files and folder is the key, like the thing to resolve this out of context. If you organize files some here and there without any uh, like without keeping the thing this out of context issue, you'll face this out of context issue. Okay, so organizing files and folders is one of the key thing in the development, so that you won't face any issue else. Since we don't know how to organize, so what I'll do, to fix the issue, I'll manually post the context and I'll keep it open. Okay, that's my idea. Like as a beginner, you can follow this approach to fix such issue. Since in sorry, since here we are just going to integrate Flask security, Flask SQL alchemy, and some of the other extended Flask extended frameworks. In Mat2, you'll have to integrate multiple things. So you should know how to handle this error. Yeah, the main thing, you should always praise the errors. I mean, if you'll encounter any error, don't get panic. Try to identify what's the reason, how to fix. It's a very important. That's the important thing that you learn in development. Code you can write through the ChatGPT, or you can, if you're a good coder, you can write it your own. But fixing the things is the key thing that you should know as a beginner. Okay.
Then in
Okay.
which case it is app.appcontext.push is used, and in which case it is not used?
In case if you face out of context error in your while you try to run application, in that case, to fix the error, like close this error to
Okay.
to come out of this error, you can
Uh,
manually push.
By default, we do not need to do that. If we face the
Uh,
error, then we have to use that. Is it so?
yes, yeah, and the reason why it happens, the way you organize your files and folder, that matters, that does matter. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the reason. So someone may try to organize different approach, different way. Okay, so in that case, that's why I'm saying you can manually push.
But
Okay,
everything
now
should be known. No? What for what organization, what should be used, and for what organization there will be some set.
so this organizing the layout of the application, you'll learn gradually. Okay.
Okay.
You'll
Okay.
try to you'll
Mm,
go through multiple repository, you'll go through
mm.
multiple frameworks that their definite their examples. In the beginning, I
Okay. Okay.
mentioned
Got
this.
it.
Yeah, I mentioned this document has the complete tutorial for complete Flask application. Okay, you can follow this one, and it has the layout. I'll just show you project layout. Yeah, this project layout, it explain you how you can organize. Okay, so the like the moment you start building multiple application, you'll get to know how to organize file and folders. Basically,
Yeah.
yeah, organizing files and folders in any app development is the way to know how to import export whatever you have written in a single file without writing it again into another file. how how can you use that one in another file, like somewhere else, importing exporting. So that's the reason if initially they provides the layout so that you can that you cannot like that you should that so that you can avoid this issues such issues like out of context and all. So either you can follow this, or as a beginner, if you try to create everything in a same directory without creating files and folders, you'll face issues, out of context issue.
Okay. We have to follow the project. In the project statement already, it is problem statement. It is mentioned, na, the file organization.
Yeah, that you can follow. That you can follow.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Please.
Hmm. I have one doubt in this line number 12.
Yeah. Hmm. Go ahead.
Mhm. Line number 12 in your code.
Line number 12. This one, db dot
Yes,
create all.
yes. This one just create whole database again on the file name you mentioned upper line number 7, I think. I'm worried about if we rerun this application, what happened
Hmm.
with that file? It will be
This it take care of all the stuff. If your database is already created, it does not create it again. If it's not create, then only it creates database and tables.
okay. And suppose we have modified this user class and some
Then
attribute we entered, then what will happen?
ah yeah. In that case, there is another concept that is called database migration. Since we are not going to implement database migration, the simplest approach you can have is deleting the existing database and create it again. If you modify something, you delete the database and create it again. Else, if you don't want to delete the database since you are concerned about the data which you have stored so far, so in that case, you can follow the database migration.
Hmm.
Flask SQL Alchemy database migration. That is called database migration. Okay. So we are not going to implement database migration. To keep it simple, you just delete the database, you modify, you delete database, and you create it again. That's the simplest approach as a beginner.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, see again, I'm repeating the same thing. As a beginner, since you have registered for the project, the main intention is to finish the core requirements as soon as possible. Once you complete the core requirements, you'll get the confidence. You'll have the time. You'll try to boost something. You'll try to implement some new approach since you are managing your code with the Git repository. So yeah, it's good. It's good to like try something new. Okay. So that's a suggestion, just a suggestion. Yeah, and it's the correct, I guess, approach. Okay, now I'll just try to create this. Just run this app. Okay, right now I don't have any instance folder SQLite database file. I'll just run this. Started. It created this instance folder. It has this project layout and this SQL like this what we call, yeah, VS Code. It has extension SQLite viewer. SQLite, yeah. this SQLite viewer is helping me to visualize this SQLite database. This one is helping me to visualize the database in the VS Code itself. Just show you. Control chat. Let's, yeah, all the chapters, questions, quiz, score, everything is there. But no data is there so far since we haven't inserted anything. Okay, one thing, can you see this database file? It has this quizzes relationship. Subject has this column quizzes. But in actual database, you'll see subject. Yeah, you can see in the subject, we have only ID name. No quiz is there. Even in the user scores, you can see ID, email, password, role, till role. Score is not there. Since this is a relationship, this is a virtual column, which is not actually present in the database. It's a virtual column. Okay. Now, to see data, to modify database and all, you need to externally install this, like you'll have to install SQLite browser, DB browser. Okay, here you can open your database to manage, to edit, modify something if you want to modify something. Okay, so I'll just go to this client. Where is the quizmaster? This one, the instance folder, SQLite. Yeah, you can see all the tables. Either you can insert here over here. Okay, you can insert a row, the writing. Let's suppose ID is auto incremented. I write Sachin @gmail .com. Password, I'll write password. Role, I'll write admin. I'm an admin. Make sure you disable this button. You change something, you write the changes. Now it's committed. Now you can run the app. Okay. Now see, in the user, we have this data, Sachin. So you can't modify it from here, this using this SQLite viewer. Since ask for the upgrade to Pro. So better to use open source, this DB browser. Okay. Now I'll keep it open. Okay. Now database is done. We have created this database. Now I'll move to next. Yeah. Once the database is done now, for Mad1, it's very simple. I'll just next we'll move to creating views. I mean templates. It says authentication and this stuff. I'll stop this. I'll first create the templates. So let's create the templates, then commit the changes. Yeah. Second commit I'll complete after the this one. Okay. 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 The next thing which the problem you guys face, designing your dashboard. Okay. See, CSS requires a lot of time to learn CSS and to learn better good design. It requires time and experience, like practice and all. Okay. So to quickly complete your project, okay, as a beginner, will they recommend, like in the project and the from the POD, they recommend to use Bootstrap. Okay, it's a like CSS framework which you use to quickly design your uh, quickly design your templates. So I'll just keep it open. Either you can use ChatGPT. Okay. Okay. Let's do one
Till
thing.
till till now,
Hmm.
in our project, what we have done right now, database
Hmm.
is connected now. We can use that database as per our requirement.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Database is created, and database is created, and we are ready to use it. Okay. I've shown you now. This database is ready.
Yeah,
See?
database. But nothing more is required for the database now.
No, I'll keep populate inserting the data as we'll go along with our development.
Okay. Okay.
This is the complete setup of the database. That's it. That's it. Now, next, what you will be doing, you will be writing the queries. like inserting, deleting, updating. That's it.
Mhm.
All our SQL queries, like data manipulation queries, DML.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll create, write, update, delete something. That's it.
CRUD operations.
Yes, all the CRUD operations. Now, okay, by default, this Flask read all your HTML files from the templates folder, all your JavaScript or CSS, all the static files, all the images from static folder. So we'll create this templates folder and we'll create this static folder. This is the default option. Static. Okay, these are the static like default option that's available in the Flask object, and it reads all your HTML from here and all your CSS and JavaScript from static folder. Inside this, I'll create this index.html. Okay, see, create this what we call this template. Okay, this what we call this templates will follow the Jinja. Okay, Jinja is basically to avoid writing the repeated HTML codes. Okay, so with the help of Jinja inheritance, you can design, uh, you can write a code in an HTML file, and you can use the same code in another HTML file without writing it again to remove redundancy of the codes. Okay, so the main thing you should learn in Jinja to make your template awesome is inheritance. Inheritance will help you to write your entire templates without repeating HTML codes, and it will help you to manage. But as a beginner, you can repeat the HTML codes. You can create any number of HTML file. There's no limitation. Yeah. Yeah. Again, the
Permit,
same thing.
permitted,
Since we
also
are focused,
permitted. Permitted in the
what?
project also, na? It is
Yeah.
permitted in any number of HTML codes we can use.
Yes. 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 There's no such restriction.
Okay.
Okay. Again, to again repeating the same thing. Our main focus is to complete the project as soon as possible. Even whatever they have mentioned in the file, the timeline. Once you finish this within the mentioned like timeline, then you can go ahead. You can improve your code. You can improve your project. Okay. Now I'll just quickly. Okay. Again, to create the templates, just quickly copy and paste. Pick the codes from here. Just need to know some basics of Bootstrap. I'll just go to yeah. I'll go and create some grades. It says CSS grade, not says I'll create containers. Container is the like complete structure, like overall outer layout of the page. So let's stick to says container. So I'll create container. Okay. Uh, Before this, boiler template, right? Quest master, and then I'll write this. This is a container. Container is basically will have some margin from left or right. Okay, and if you write container fluids, it will take the entire space. You can explore more in the Bootstrap. It's like even HTML doesn't throw any error, so you can try anything. Like try to design something, some random stuff. Okay, you'll get to know. Like the moment the moment you start exploring more, you learn more. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just after this I'll just move to let's suppose I want to create a template quiz master something. I don't know. I'll just welcome page. I want a welcome page. Either I can ask ChatGPT. I'll just uh, take the take from here. Okay. So let's suppose from the components, what would I like to take? Let's suppose I'll take this placeholder. There's a placeholder. Uh, or first I'll take the neighbor. Neighbor. Yeah. Yeah. Take this one. Copy the entire code. In the over here, paste this. Okay. Now this index.html. I'll go to main.py. Okay. Now this Flask. Okay. Okay. You guys, um, I guess you guys know how to like what is how to
Yes,
render
I
data
think
into
I think you
template
should
from your
import this class and render
yeah
template.
yeah. So in your from your Mad One lab assignments, so render template. I'll just render template. So this helps us to populate the template and then return it as a response. So I'll just do one thing over returning the text, the HTML text. I'll just write render template index.html. By default, since we are just mentioning this in a HTML file name, it's reading the this file from the templates folder. It's a default feature of the Flask. Okay. Start, see if the application is running or not. The application is running. I'll just go and reload this. Okay, can you tell me the
Yes, you
reason?
forget the connect the CSS.
Yeah, CSS. You mean the CDN link of the Bootstrap?
Yes, you may connect this via CDN link or you may download in the static folder the CSS file.
Correct, correct. Yeah. Either you can download it locally and serve it from your server, this local server, or you can use CDN link. So I'll just go with CDN. Okay. I don't want to make it complex. Uh, we'll use both the this JavaScript and the CSS. Okay, this one. In the index.html. After this title, I'll paste it. Now let's reload. Now you can see this template is there. You can change color and all. Like go to components, neighbor. It has bright color, black color as well. So Bootstrap uses class attributes like of CSS to 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 design the like components for the UI. So you can follow this neighbor dark body something. Always you can read out all the keywords written in the class. Those are basically the keywords to design or change the color. Everything is being added through this class attribute. So let's suppose I want to make it black. Instead of this, I'll just change this. Or okay, not to expand.
You just insert nav dark. That's BG dark.
What?
You just undo and insert BG dark new class.
Yeah, correct. So uh,
Why are you
And
using text?
instead of
yeah,
tertiary, dark.
yeah, this one, this keyword.
Yeah, this and also you have to need this attribute data BS dark. Data attribute so text will be in white.
Yeah. Okay,
And there is
just
another data attribute. Data BS theme dark.
yeah, just a second. Okay, not body stationery. Is it dark?
Yes, it is dark and now data BS dark. theme.
Yeah.
There is another attribute in that bar.
Data.
Not another attribute.
Okay. No, it's like either you can ignore that thing. Okay, I'll just no
If
database
you
is something else.
if
Okay,
you ignore,
just a
then
second.
content will be in black. Listen, you need text will be in white and background in the black.
Yeah,
You need this.
correct, correct. Copy this entire thing, or either copy this entire thing. Okay, this, and you can
It
change.
will not expand your navbar. It will squeeze.
Sorry, what? Are you saying
You
something?
you only need that attribute. BS data dark is theme.
It is better to copy all the no, all the set than navbar. It is
Yes.
better.
When you lose your navbar expanded, not become like this font.
Yeah, correct,
That's
correct.
why
Uh,
you only
okay.
need that attribute. Here
See,
dark. And
That's why.
yes, this
data,
you can copy from there. Data
this
BS
thing.
theme dark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yes.
this way you can explore more and just try to get some basic things in Bootstrap, or you can convert this fluid. Okay, all the things are being implemented through this class attribute. So now you can see it's expanded. Okay, so this is the way you can design your UI, or just yeah. And then let's suppose I want to use something. Mm, okay, yeah. What I can use of canvas or something. Anything. Maybe I'll try to use cards, something. Okay. Since cards are the more common thing which we use to display most of the stuff, like list of the stuff. Mm, Cards, I let's go with this
Yes, it is.
R, this one. Yeah. Just you need to know how to where to paste. Now, since this one was the like this one or nib bar, I'll create the main body or something. So I again you can do one thing. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll keep it outside of the container. In the container, I'll paste the uh, entire content. Now the snake bar will be in the full of the screen, and I have these stuff. Now you can design okay more over here. Like ask for the images. Let's suppose you want to upload some images. So I'll just let's suppose quiz master image.
How did you added these cards? Just please once.
Sorry, what?
How did he added the cards? The sound is
So
very.
cards, it's there in the components. Click on card,
Yeah.
scroll down,
Yeah.
and list of groups. Okay, kitchen.
Okay.
So everywhere you'll find all the lines, a piece of code to group of cards or anything.
And where to
So you
paste?
just copy and paste.
And where to paste in our code?
Okay. So each time we use this div. Div is the container. Okay. So
Yeah.
either you want to keep the things inside this container, everything will be inside a container. Okay.
Yeah.
So this complete card, you can see this complete card, what I've done, complete card, I've inserted into this div, container fluid div.
Okay. Fine.
This is the container. And let's suppose
Got it.
again, it has this card body. Yeah, card body. Card body has title. And can you see this title, card title? Now you want to insert something over here, card title. So let's suppose you want to insert one component, other component. Let's suppose you want to
Yeah.
insert
Yeah.
this list of groups.
Mm.
Let's suppose you want to insert this one. Just place it in that place. Okay.
Okay. We have to
Sorry.
find the place in the div classes that will
Yeah.
define
Hmm.
another div, div inside div, nesting of the
Yeah.
divs.
Yeah. Yeah. You first you need to get the idea like where's the content. And the content,
Got
if
it.
you want to replace with some component or something, you just place the
Got it.
code there.
Got it. Got it. Please.
See, you can see all the list. So
Got it.
this way you can design entire template.
Got it.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. So this one was the
You were telling the images source.
yeah images. How to integrate images. Images. Let's suppose Quizmaster. Randomly, I'll download this one. Save this image as. Hmm. Okay, let me go to this one. Okay. Okay. Inside static, I'll write it's like quiz image, quiz JPG. Okay. Now I have this quiz image. I'll try to import this. Uh, Sorry. Static and then quiz. I may be wrong with the approach. I'll just do. Let's see. I can like we can fix the error if we'll face any import issue. Yeah, it came. So this is a way you can even you can manage the this card like image sizes. So let's suppose content and you want have a, you want to have a image content and you want to make it responsive or something thumbnail or something. So you just add this attribute in the image tag. In image tag there's a class you just add thumbnail. So I'll just replace this card on top class card on top. Okay. I'll replace all this card on top, this thumbnail. Let's see. Okay, no. The image size is large.
No, thumbnail means just a border. So
What?
you can see the thumbnails means just a border, nothing else. It
Yeah,
will
okay.
not
This was
give the image because the size is coming from the card itself.
uh like I'm not able to get it.
Actually, the image size is not coming from the thumbnail. It is coming from the card itself. And when you put the thumbnail class, it just put the border around the image.
Yeah. Okay. Mm, oh, okay. I'll just do this way. And sorry. Okay. You can more explore on this thumb, or you can reduce the size using the style. Okay. Anyway, if we'll face this issue, like if you won't be able to fix the sizes with the help of
The image source is gone under in
yeah.
progress.
Just a second. So all these gone. Static. Let's start. Okay. You can just reduce this. Okay. But like if you are not able to like if you won't able to find the correct approach through the bootstrap, you can always have your inline css. So you can write style. uh, let's suppose 20 pixel or something.
It will become very small. You don't need to give height. You only need to give width. Height is automatically
Sorry, what?
and actually in Bootstrap it maintain the ratio of image. If you just give the width, height will be automatically come.
Yeah, that you can do. This is like the second, the main, like if you want to able to uh, fix the, like find the correct thing and bootstrap, then you can always go with the inline CSS. Okay. So, okay, you can more experiment with the this bootstrap. Okay. It has all this like content management stuff and all the components. Okay. So this is a way how you can create your templates. Okay, creating the templates. Now, next we'll move. Okay, okay, to keep it aligned with our application, I'll do one
Sir,
thing.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, can we integrate UV also, sir? Data visualization tools.
Yeah, you can like even you can but you can integrate with the application. Okay.
Yeah.
But like if you have time, you can integrate. There's no restriction. And like uh, else if you want to just display some images like graphs and all, you can use matplotlib or something. Or if you want to have this interactive graphs, then you can move to this like chart.js. So it's up to you, like if you're able to implement this data visualization, you can do
Okay, sir.
like additional add-on.
Okay. As in the case of Colab, where we have got that some bar chart,
Hmm.
something like that,
Yeah.
that we can incorporate in to your data set, no? Data.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Even yeah, even in they ask in the problem statement to show some graphs through your data, like using either matplotlib and all, anything.
So need not necessarily be UV, is it? That UV we do not import here.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Are we allowed to
Uh,
use G here?
uh, like I'm not sure about, but matplot you can use like up to like it's like if something additional you can have, they won't restrict. Okay, since you are adding something extra like additional feature like data visualization something, so for that you can use any extension or framework. So since it's an additional one, but whatever the core things they have mentioned like Flask, SQL, like SQLite, that you can't change. Bootstrap, that you can't change. Even you can skip Bootstrap, you can write custom CSS. They won't restrict, they won't stop you. Okay, they'll accept the core CSS, but you can't use other frameworks other than this Bootstrap. So these are the something core things that you need to use, that you'll have to use. Okay. Yeah. Okay. To align with our application, I'll do one thing. Um, okay. Where's the application? Yeah. Where's the application? So images, thumbnail, or responsive design. Okay, I guess this will work. Let me just try this one. Image fluid. With this style one, I'll remove this style one. The class fluid, and then image thumbnail. Hmm, no. Something I'm missing. Maybe. Okay. Other things that you can use. Uh, this curving and all, like rounded corners.
Let us proceed. We will think it later. Let us keep it
Yeah.
pending, no
Okay.
problem, so that we can complete the
Okay.
project.
Skip this one. Mm, okay. I'll just skip this part. Yeah. Okay. I'll improve this design later. I'll just do one thing. Uh,
Remove the image. After that, we will do it.
yeah. Okay. Just a second. I'll just replace this 20 with 200 pixels. That's it. Okay. Now, next we'll move to CRUD operations. Okay. But before CRUD, they mentioned something to implement this authentication authorization. Okay. Let me just commit this. Now I'll just whatever changes we made. Okay. We'll just in the commit. Okay. We'll track these changes. Git status. You can see we have modified so far this thing. Okay. Even we are not tracking this database. Okay. If you want to track database, you can mention in the Gitignore. Like you can remove instance folder. Sorry. You can find instance. Let's suppose you want to track database. Okay. Then you can remove this. It will track the database as well. Uh, if you do, okay, so initially I'll try to track the database as well. Let's keep this. Yeah, let's ignore this one.
Okay. The feature we
I'll
do not
add,
want to be tracked, we have to delete from the Gitignore folder.
yes. Okay, added git commit -m. Okay, and now we'll just git push. So it's like it's available, it's pushed on the repository. The repository. So even you can see the latest message. Yeah. So complete changes are there. Remove this one, this one. Next, they have asked us to create this authentication role management, like with the admin and all. So for that, what I was about to use is Flask Security 2. See, the moment you start using Flask Security 2, it's easy to maintain like your entire application, like adding authentication authorization. It's very easy. Okay. Since Flask Security 2 by default gives you like provides you some templates for registration and all, like login, logout, registration. So either you can follow Flask login or this one. So I'll just do one thing. I'll go with role-based access. So first, let's go with basic setup. It says Flask SQL Alchemy application. Yeah, this one. Basic Flask SQL Alchemy application. Okay, we'll follow this. Uh, Basic Flask SQL application with Django. The reason why I'm going to use this, since I want to quickly start with authentication authorization. Okay, but before starting this one, ask to do some changes. Okay, uh, first thing that will do will, to keep it simple. Okay, I'll create one config file to move all the configuration from this main app to something. All this configuration from main app to separate file. So I'll just create config.py. Config.py. See, I'm not following any proper structure. What I'm giving you, like I'm just quickly creating a file in the same folder. Okay, you can follow. Since we know how to fix, like I've already mentioned this out of context issue, so I'll just follow this one. In the this config.py, I'll just create a class. I'll name it local config, and here you can mention all the list of configurations. Okay, so in the main application, have this database configuration and all, and that's it. And now I'll do one thing. I'll import this instead of reading the configuration from writing configuration in the main file itself. I'll import this configuration. I'll use it. So I'll write from config import local config. Now I don't want to use this one. Okay, I'll this is the way you can mention in the Flask, like app config. This is the object. This local configuration will be a class. It will create object. So what I mentioned, read all the configuration config from object of this class. It will read the configuration from this one, and it will do the, like it will set up the application. So let me just make sure if it's correct or not. So I'll just start. See, even it's running, it's not throwing error. That means the application, this setup, this configuration setup is correct. I'll move to setup of this yeah, this Flask security 2. So before starting with Flask security 2, I need to install this Flask security 2. Okay,
Which one would
this
take this
one thing.
config? Which one would take the config file, configuration
Yeah.
file codes? Where did
Hmm.
you copied it?
This one.
Yeah.
This one is the same, whatever we have written in the over here. So see, this is the,
Okay.
like this is the variable. The all
Okay.
the
Okay.
uh, camel case letters are the variables. So I'm writing these variables over here. That's it. It's a string. That's it. String variable.
Mhm.
It has one
Mhm.
string, and this is the boolean one. So all these are the attributes of this class. And now I'm importing this class over here, and I'm reading the configuration in the app. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
So all these keywords will find in the official document itself. Uh, Flask security 2 with yeah. Now I want to use Flask security 2. So I'll just install Flask security. Okay. So it says run this command Flask security. I'll just in the activated virtual environment. Just a second. Let me check. Yeah. I'll install this one. It's installing Flask security 2. Even this Flask security 2 will help you to quickly create all your registration, login, and authorization like role or authentication, etc. Okay. And now I'll move to quick setup. It asks, I'll go with the last one with session. I'm going to use session based authentication. So I'll go with the session setup. Basic PWI. MongoDB, we are using SQLite, not MongoDB. Yeah. So SQL Alchemy, like basic plus SQL Alchemy with session. Okay. It says even you can mention this way, like SQL Alchemy. It says SQL Alchemy. Okay. So uh, actually, right now, if we try to run this app, we will face some issue. Okay. So related with incompatibility with Flask SQL Alchemy. So that's the reason it's mentioning the SQL Alchemy version as well. Okay. So I'll show you the error. Okay. Let me just try to create this. It says in the your app.py or main.py, whatever. Import all these. Import OS. So I'll just copy this code. I'll paste it in the sorry in the main.py. I'll go to line. Okay, not line one. Yeah. Import it, and now it says write all the configuration. Can you see all this configuration? Asking for all this configuration. So let's do one thing. Just okay. I'll just read all these. Since we are going to read it from the configuration file, it's very simple. I'll just replace, like I can pass it this way, but this is not correct. We are supposed to write the variable only. Okay. So I'll ask ChatGPT to correct this. Correct this. Let's see if it's able to do it quickly or not. Yeah, it's done. All the four things: debug, secret key, security password solved, security email validators. Uh, okay, I'll accept all those. I'll format this. Okay, not this one. This one. Yeah. Only three setups: secret key, security solved, and actually this isn't required. Check deliverability. I don't want to have this email feature since we are not going to implement this email one. I want to keep it simple. Mm.
Actually.
Okay. Next, I'll just put it now. So it says import OS. Okay, I need to import OS. Okay, it says import OS. It's better to read all your secret key from the environment. If you don't have an environment, you can read it from there here itself. Yeah, done. Okay.
Which OS,
Now this
which
setup.
OS is this? Which OS it is talking about? Importing from which OS?
OS is a module which help you to read it from your system. So in the environment, see, right now it says read the variable from environment. So you what you can do, you can create one environment file .env file. Okay, and you can over here you can write all the files. Since we have already using .env as our virtual environment name,
Yeah.
that's why it's not getting created. Okay.
Mhm.
Next thing, what you can do, you can create a bash script file. Okay, like local run or something local run or local cell. Here you can pass export like this way, like secret key. So export, let's get secret key, not this one, secret key. is equals to, you can write the same string. So what's happening? It is good practice to not write all your secret keys and secret salt password in the code file, this configuration file itself. Instead of this, you create your local running script and there you export a virtual environment variable like this environment variable. You have this environment. From here you are exporting this variable keyword and this uh, local key with the help of this OS module Git try to fetch the local environment variable and its value. If it's not available, then by default it will read this, take this value. Okay, so it's a good practice to pass all these secret things from your local configuration. And the moment when you share your project with any of your teammate, you don't share this secret keys. You don't share this local setup. You delete this from here, but you share all these files related with your application. So that's a standard practice. Okay. So this is the thing we are trying to read. Now I'll go to this one.
My question was from where
Mm.
OS was being imported, where OS exists.
Oh, okay, okay. See, by default, Python has some built-in modules. OS is
Okay.
one of them. We are not
o-
we are not supposed to
Okay. Okay.
install it. It's built-in in Python
Okay.
interpreter.
We are just importing. Okay.
Yeah. Even this date time from date time, it's
Yeah.
again
Yeah.
built in.
Normally we use
So there's
from.
something.
Normally we use from, but here we are directly importing. Means we are directly importing,
Oh,
right?
yeah. We are importing the entire module, not the
Hmm.
specific
Ah,
class or object.
got it. Got it. Got it. Please.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Yeah. Follow the same code. Okay. I'll explain the code or you can read the document. Okay. It says after setup now. Okay. It says tear down have context lambda. Okay. DB session close. Uh, use the data store and all. Yeah. Uh, I'll create it before creating the Flask app. Okay, after creating the Flask app. So let's create it the Flask app over here. I'll just paste this line of code and format this document. Okay, one thing that you need to change mm, in your database. Okay, since now this Flask security will going to take care of your all the user management. So it asks specific model, database model, table, user table. So that you need to have. Okay. So what are the changes? Database specific database table. This one. Okay, this one. Yeah, this you can use or this one document. Yeah, it asks you to define this one. Okay, not this one or role mixing. MongoDB. There's one document. Just a second. Specific structure that you need to follow. SQL. Okay, yeah. It asks you to define these two tables. One is role table and this user table with specific columns, like these columns, like FS unifier, conformate, roles, this one. So you'll have to change the table. Okay. So I'll just do one thing. Uh, okay. Email. And I need to have this uh, active. Okay. Those columns I'm going to add active. And next I'm going to add this FS unifier. Okay. This, not this one. FS unifier. Okay, this one. This should be max. Okay. You just need to have this table, confirm it. Okay. And any other thing? Active password email. Email is there, password is there, roles. Okay. Instead of this role, we need to have this role table. Okay. Now you'll have to pass from the Flask security to, you'll import this role mixin. Better. Yeah. From Flask security, user mixin, role mixin that you need to import. So first from Flask security, user mixin and role mixin. You need to pass this user mixin to this, and now you'll create one role table. Sorry, class role. And you write this one, name description, and then you create one more table, association table, since we are going to create many to many relationship. Okay.
Sir, I have one question in my mind. Whatever you
Sorry.
are doing, these are
Mhm.
all covered in the course. I just take the MLT one and the project.
Uh, can you repeat?
And, mm, whatever you are doing, it's overwhelming for me. Is this will it be covered in the course?
This class security is being introduced by like it's there. The session is there uh, in the Mad1 course. I guess week 8 around.
Okay, in the NED one course, all things you have just done are covered.
Yeah, separate
Yes.
link, separate live classes are also there for that.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I took both courses in this term, and I don't aware about many things you did. That's why I'm
Mad
asking.
1 and Mad 2 both.
No, Med one and the project.
Okay. Then it will be,
Like whatever I'm explaining now, this class security, bootstrap, and all, it's already there in the like your Mad1 course.
but the course is confusing because we copied the code, na, sir. It is better to write the code. Then we will, I think, understand more why we are
Hmm.
writing the
Uh,
code.
Again, see, that will take it's a time consume something, or either I'll
Yeah.
have to follow the document resources. It's like I know the things, okay, and like I know the things,
Because when you
and I
search,
don't like.
when you search, na, sir, we miss it. What you did it. You are doing, but we are not getting it properly.
Okay, you want me to write each and everything. See,
Not each,
can you just
not each and everything. Whenever you
hmm,
search, you just keep what changes you are doing. and for which purpose. Two things are more required. Why we are
Yeah,
doing and
correct.
what effect it will do on our project. Because we are new to this thing now. We are not doing the things. We are learning the things
Yeah, got it, correct. See,
because we don't
that's why
know
what,
what is happening exactly.
okay,
We
uh,
know the theory part. We know that's all.
okay, so can you just let me know which part is not clear so far?
Part is
Like,
clear. No, 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 no. It is when we are searching the bootstrap, no. So we have not
hmm,
gone through all the bootstraps. No? You are just searching some line you are taking and just pasting here. So whenever you take something now, you just tell you for which purpose you are taking and where we are doing and what effect it will do on our project. These three things are required for us so that we can
yeah,
write it down.
correct,
This is
correct.
my opinion. Others
No, no,
what
no,
can.
you're correct. You're correct. That's the only thing that you should know. Else you'll be like writing. You'll be most probably taking the code and pasting it from there. Okay. So, yeah, you should know like why we are using it and from where we are taking the resources like reference.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That is also required to learn. Na, कि we have to also search something. So that is good because searching is
yeah.
also required. Na. Directly we cannot write everything. But
Hmm.
from where we are searching and for what purpose and where we should paste. Okay,
Yeah.
proceed. It is just my opinion of something somewhere I missed. I will see it again. The video will provide, na, sir. You will provide this.
Yes.
Yeah, I will see
Yeah.
again. No problem.
See, see.
Hmm.
First, let me make you one thing clear. It's the entire development is not about to teach you each and everything. Okay. It's
Correct.
just, yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. It gives you
Absolutely.
just the motivation to how
Hmm.
to approach and solve the problems. Like
Hmm.
the
Correct.
thing, curiosity is very important. If I explain something, like if I'm doing something, I'm doing
Then
because it's possible.
no, no. It is not possible within 3 hours. No, it is big
Yeah,
things to do.
that is also correct. So
Correct.
see, I'll just tell you the name. Like I'll just mention like I'm using Flask security. Now, if you're not able to, like I'll try to cover why I'm using it and how to use it. But
Yeah, yeah,
if I'm
that's all.
not able to do so, if I'm not able to do so, you are responsible to, since you have heard this word, Flask security too. Now you are responsible. You have the complete internet resource, chat GPT, everything, and you need to do some search like why do we use this Flask security to how to use it. Okay. So it's like curiosity that you need.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Normally, we don't go to the chat GPT because the plagiarism check will be there. Suppose we do it and we do not pass it, then this will be very difficult. But
That is correct. Okay. But to learn something, it's absolutely okay. Like
okay, fine.
if you found something, if you found some keyword on Flask security too. Okay. Let's suppose right now I've written this uh code. Okay, this code. Now you can paste it to the chat GPT and ask what's actually it's what's happening over here.
Yeah,
You can
that's
ask.
we do.
There's no risk.
That we do in the parts we do.
Yeah. And
Okay, sir. Please proceed, sir. I
yeah.
remember what I felt. I just shared you.
Hmm.
Okay, please.
See,
Because we have to cover it now up to the end so that it will be better to do
okay.
this.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right. That's right.
please,
And this is the
please,
last
please.
thing. Class security is the last thing which I'm going to integrate. Next, we will be repeating the same steps to implement any feature. Okay. See, class security
Okay.
I'm using for the authentication or authorization. I mean, how will you make sure? How will you implement? If someone like how will you implement this login logout feature on your application? And how
Mhm.
will you make sure that your login feature is working fine? Let's suppose if I created this application, okay, I'll just log
Yeah.
in and log out. Okay, let's suppose someone will taste this application. He'll try to do something wrong. Okay, he'll just log in and he will try to access the resource without login. How will you control the authentication? You'll have to write each and every line of code to do so. Okay.
Yeah.
Each instruction, whatever happening in your application is being implemented by you. Either you can write each and every line, or you can use some framework, since someone has already created something for you, so that you can quickly use it and move ahead and do something better. So instead of writing this, taking password, taking email ID, then checking in the database whether it's correct or not, password is matching or not, password is hatched or not, okay, whether the email is matching or not, and returning a proper response. Like for all this process, you'll have to write the code. Instead of writing the code, I know there is an existing framework which will do all this stuff for me. I just need to plug in into my application. So
Correct.
Flask
Right.
Security is the framework which will do all this stuff for us and make our task simple, make our work simple. Will be easily implement. Will be able to easily implement this login, logout, controlling, protecting resources, routers, and all by just configuring this Flask Security with our application. So that's the reason
Correct.
I'm doing. Yeah. So
Right. Right.
to implement Flask Security, it requires some configuration which we have done over here. It asks for the secret key and salt. Salt is a like a salt you add on your like lunch, dinner, or some item, or yeah. So that it become tasty or something. Okay. So salt is something, some random keywords which will get added in your password, so that it will encrypt your password strongly with the help of salt.
Oh,
Salt is an
oh,
additional
okay.
mechanism or the key random characters which make your encryption, password encryption hard. It's like
Okay.
permutation combinations.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So the scripting your password is like just a permutation and combination, like combination. Okay. Now we have set up this configuration. Now we move to this data store from the Flash security. This one, like it already mentioned, manage sessions per request. Make sure connections are closed and returned. Okay. It's managing the session. Like, what is session? Whenever you log in into your internet banking, or some banking, or maybe e-filing portal, it provides a session. Within session, you are supposed to do your task. Else it will session out. So this is the same thing. Same thing this Flask security provides. It manages session. Whenever someone will log in into our application, it will create session. After a certain period of time, it will log out the session, such that it will again ask user to authenticate him or herself. Like again
Mhm.
enter the password and uh, email ID.
Correct.
And now this SQL
Sir,
Alchemy
excuse me,
session
sir.
user data store.
Sir,
Yeah.
please excuse me. So these sort of things, sir, in this particular table database framework will be
Okay.
accessible only by the administrator, isn't it? Nobody else,
Yes.
is it, sir?
What?
No, it is accessible only by the administrator, isn't it?
Yeah.
This class
So,
security, etc.
no, actually, see, class security is the framework which we are adding with our application. It will
Yeah.
help us to, manage resources. Like with the help of Flask security, I can implement a feature such that a part of table in the database or data in the database is only accessible by the admin, or maybe accessible by this instructor, or maybe only accessible to the students, or maybe accessible to everyone. That
Okay, sir.
mechanism I want to add.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for that, it requires some configuration. We configured this. Okay. And again, to do so, it Flask security asks you to add this, inherit this class user mixin with your user table, and inherit this role mixin with your role table, create a role table. Okay. And then make a many to many relationship with role and your user table. So this is the association table where I'm creating many to many relationship. I mean, one user can have multiple roles. Like I can be admin, I can be you a student, I can be instructor. That's the thing I'm allowing. Okay. Or I can be like yeah, a role can have multiple users. Like it can have multiple instructor. It means instructor role can have multiple users. So such that that mechanism or that feature I want to implement in our application. That's why
And
I've
what is this
created
user
this.
mixing doing? Mixing, user mixing and role
Yeah,
mixing. What is the role? How it is functioning?
it's like the see. It's like the diving deeper into the concept. See,
Okay.
uh, let me just write the code and start the application. Then I'll explain what
Okay.
these are
Okay.
doing.
Oh,
Okay.
correct. Okay. Fine. Fine.
So I've written the configuration and all. I set up this stuff, role mixing association, all this stuff. I'll delete this existing database since we have modified something in the database. So I want to create it again. So I'll delete this again. No, delete permanently. But I guess it won't allow. I need to close it from the DB browser. I'll delete this. Yeah. Now I'll go back to my Flask security. Where I was. Yeah. Now it says, hmm, hmm. Let's suppose I want to create an admin with my name. I initiated my database. Now you'll see, I'll ask security. This security is a person who is responsible for all the security, like authenticating user, registering a new user. It's like the security guard. Now, in this my entire empire or something like my application, I won't access the database. I won't write anything into the database. I will ask security to look into database, see if the user is there or not. If user is not there, then register him. If not, he's already registered, then do the needful works, like send him the alert message like already exists or something. And if someone is trying to log in, security is responsible to verifying the username, password and all. Now and next, I'll ask security only to do all this stuff, like authenticating a person, returning the relevant answer, or redirecting to the resource, authenticated resource. Okay, the security will be the security guard. Okay, I won't access the database. I'll ask security directly. So what I'm doing, I'll try to find. Okay, see, after this database creation and the setup here, what I want to have, I want to create the admin credential itself, like through the code, not manually, as I've done through the DB browser. So I'll just do one thing. This setup here. What I'm doing first, I'll create. See, I know. Okay, before creating this role, okay, this user, I know. See, just a second. I'll just go step by step. Here, what I'm asking security data source. Security has the access of data store, the database, okay, user and role table. So now I'll have to import this user table and role table. User table and role table. Now I pass all these table to this and the database. here in not DB session, I'll pass the database. DB is the database. This DB. I'll pass to this SQL user store, and I pass this database along with these tables to the class security guard. Now, I will ask security. Security has access to data store. Find and create a role. User. Instead of user, I'll ask him to create Sachin. Or I can ask him to not look into the name, look into the email and write taste me at the rate if this user is there or not. And permissions. Okay. Now permissions are basically the role. Role has description, and either I can have permissions. Okay. String. Okay. Let's suppose this is string. Now again. So instead of this permission, what I want to have only the role. Okay. Either admin, instructor, or student. Okay. So since I don't know, I don't want to have these role and permission, so I'll ignore this step. Okay. I'll just ignore this step. I want to keep the thing simple. So I'll check the like this, and okay, I'll just ask him if this user is there or not. Only this user with this name, with this email ID. That's it. I'm asking security check into the database. This email is already there or not. This email is there. Okay. Email. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm asking this. Okay. No, it may return true or false. If it will return true or false. Okay. So it's like if not, if this email will there, it will return true. If it's not there, it will return false. So in case if it returns false, I'll do one thing. Since I know the email ID is not there, I'll now create the role. Now again, I'm not writing anything into database. I'm asking security to create this role. All these methods are being offered by Flask security. This is the beauty of Flask security, that you are not supposed to write any function or anything or any SQL query. You just call the methods. See what it takes? It takes name and whatever permission you want to have. Okay. Or you can pass the like role, like name in the role. So I want to keep it permission. I'll ignore. Okay. I can ignore permission. Uh, yeah, I can ignore permission. I'll just have this name. Okay. I'll identify the people by the name. Okay. So I'm telling him to create a user with email.
Data security is the keyword of the security, Flask security.
Yes, Flask
Dat-
security
dat-
object. It's a security object. Email.
Data store is the keyword in that Flask
No,
security.
this see data store is the complete creating complete access of the database with the specified tables and passing this data store to the security. Now security has the complete access of these tables and database. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Hmm.
this is the way we are allowing security to access database. Do whatever you want to do.
We have created an object user data store.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
With
Okay.
only these two tables. Now, security is authorized to manage all these two tables with the help of database DB object.
Hmm.
Now, we create the security object so that we can call any method on it. Now, we have passed the email. Okay. Along with email, what are the things that are mandatory? ID is auto incremented. Email we need to pass. Password. Nullable equals to pass. So password we need to pass. Okay. Uh, yeah, password and anything FS unifier. It will be like by default. Okay. And yeah, that's it. So I just need to pass email ID and password. Email email ID and password. Email ID and password. Sorry, control that. Password. Uh, okay, hash password is there on. Yes, hash password is there. Again, this hash password is hashing password is a good thing. So that let's suppose some employee is working on your office and is able to access database. So if he see the password, he can log in into the user like account. So keep it encrypted. So he has the password. The password I'll keep it password. But one thing I need to mention is the after this password, after this password, since I'm not yeah. Okay, just go back to the this one. So password hash and find the user, create user, add role. Find user dash find user security, create user. Yes, create user, email ID, password, and roles. Roles you pass. This thing you need to pass. Okay, so yeah, password I passed, user. Okay. In the database, I've already created this POD instructor and students. Now, if I'll try to create this user now, it will throw error. The reason is that this roles equals to yeah role user. The moment it will try to add this user role, now it's not there. Like maybe student or admin. Admin is admin. Admin. It will throw error since the this admin role we haven't added into the role. Make sure your role table has all the roles, whatever you're trying to assign. So before creating the user, I'll create the role table. So in the role table, I'll create role object. It's very simple. Role equals to I'll create how to create role. So basically, this simple what we call simple SQL alchemy object. Role description admin, name is admin, and what are the other columns we need to mention? ID is auto increment. Yeah. So I'll create this uh, admin. Then I'll create POD. I'll create student. Sorry, instructor or students. I've written instructor students. Okay, student. I'll write in student. Student. Okay, student. Student, and then okay. Now I'll add all these admin, POD, this, and now commit. No, I can quickly pass this in the role. Now it won't throw the error.
Can we pass by the comma by db sessions.add admin comma
Sorry.
powered comma student? Can we pass multiple admin comma powered comma student possible?
I don't think
Okay.
that is not possible, I guess. Admin, we add one by one.
One by one. Okay.
Hmm. I'm not sure about the multiple. I guess it's possible, but this is not the correct
Okay.
keyword.
Okay.
SQL
Okay.
Alchemy has the another keyword for adding multiple things in one go.
Okay. Okay.
This one is for the adding one thing only.
Okay. Fine.
Or
I will check it.
let's give it. We can give it a try. Okay, let's give it a try. I don't think this is correct, but let's give it a try. And so far, I just want to check if this complete setup. This is the complete setup of the Flask security. Now, if we will pass, we will able if we will able to pass this setup, then it's like we have the complete security mechanism with all this authorization and authentication. So let me just start this. Let's see.
In our real project, the same type of things we can use, na, directly.
Haha. Yeah. So it's like the complete configuration you can't change. Only the business logic, the organizing the files and layout of your project you can change.
Okay, that is fine. Okay.
But the configuration will be same. But you can
Oh,
you can have like different things. Like in Flash security, since I'm using this session based authentication, you can move to token based authentication, something that you can do.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
each framework has multiple features. You can have
Mhm.
anyone. Now I'll just quickly start. Let's see if we are getting any error. Yeah, it says DB error. So where's the DB
Okay.
session?
DB session.
It's a, okay, DB init. Okay. Let's remove this since I'm not using this one. Auth required and all not required. Okay. Even remove this. Now run this again. No module models. Okay. Control this one models. There's a models. Okay. User role. So since we have database, yeah, database user role, DB already imported. Okay, user role. So let's remove this. Okay, one machine create role name. Okay, find a create role. Okay, sorry, there's one issue. It should be find user. Where it's throwing the error. I'll just go to the specific line. Okay, create role, not create role, create user. Yeah. So yeah, and db.session.commit, db.session.commit. Okay, now this one is run. Again, repeat, remove this db session. Since we are using db, not db underscore session, replace all. Uh, okay, control. Yeah. Let's okay, find and create role. Where is this? Multiple. Okay, need to remove this all line. Okay, again it says out of context. See, now we face this out of context because of okay, the reason why I guess we need to yeah, we'll have to do this operation within the context. Okay. The see this is the reason because we haven't organized this properly. I should have created one folder application we should and I should keep all these database files and like database file. Yeah, obviously this database file inside a folder. Okay. The folder should be in parallel with main.py. So now I will not change the layout. I'll fix this out of context issue. This out of context. See, app context. Uh, Working outside of application context. I'll fix it through the code management itself, not the file management in the project layout. So let's do it. Within this, I'll move this adjustment to up, and then I'll keep it within the open context and close it. That's it. I guess now we are able to. Uh, that's it.
What you did, the open contest and why out of contest it was detected. I did not get it.
App auto context issue is a like a common issue. I've already mentioned. It's create an environment. Within this environment, some global variables are available. So if you want to organize your files properly, uh, it will create this out of context issue.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now we have this scalar. Oh, okay. I guess I need to create the user object with the user table. Okay. And email equals to email. I'll pass email and password is this. Now, instead of writing this way, I'll just pass. We can even see this method the over here to get the complete syntax. Create user. In the create user, what do you pass? Okay. Email password roles. Okay, any keyword. Email password roles. So email password roles. Roles. That's correct. It's throwing this error.
It is saying list of rows.
What?
List of rows. It is saying rows, a list of rows. Okay, here it is list only one element.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. This find and create user. Create user is the correct keyword. Okay, user mixin. It says scalar. I guess can pass this way without keywords. Or we'll move to something wrong. Find or create user. Okay, I'll just move to create this. Okay, can be role object. Okay. Yeah, can be role object. So I'll get this role object. Okay, I guess I'll pass this role object over here. Okay, let's get the role object. Role equals to uh, role.query name is admin first, and then instead of this, let's pass this role object. But okay, should be in the list. Oh, something. So I find user taste. Okay, I'll just go to this document. One thing. Okay, it says not security find user. You pass the email. Okay. Security create user email password. Commit. Okay. Before this, do we pass any role? No. So let's do it. This one only. We'll create and we'll add the role later. So session commit. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. There's one thing that we are ignoring. This one. Okay. Maybe this could be the reason. Yeah. Let me try this one now. Okay. Is the role created? No. Hmm. Okay, let's switch back to this idea instead of this. And let's comment this. Okay, DV session comment. Why using this over here? Let's comment this out. Sorry, comment this out. And hash password is set. Okay, now let's do it. Somewhere. Database.
Attribute error, it is showing attribute.
Sorry, what?
Attribute error is showing last.
Yeah, name is missing. Okay. Name is missing. We are using not name.
There is no name of the user.
Yes. Name is not the way we are not using. Okay, let me mention the name in the database. Okay. I'll go with this. Actually, in the document, this one thing, what is that name?
So,
Mm,
just asking, this is discussion now happening for MAD 1 or MAD 2?
Mad one.
Mad one.
Okay.
Okay, name I have added. Okay, find user. Okay, find user. I'm not using find user. This is the thing, which thing we are missing. Did we create or find user email? Database. Okay, this one is something. Okay, we are using this approach. It says find user database. Okay, maybe they have changed something base. Okay. Okay, this one is the correct one. We have this table, role description and all, list filled. Okay, I change this and user DB data store. Okay, correct. This one is MongoDB. Okay, and then find a create role name. Okay, uh, this name is okay. Name is user. Okay, let's do one thing. Instead of this name, user does not have this. Create role. Create role. Find user. Permissions. Description. Permissions. List of fields. Okay, maybe I need to add this permissions. With this one. Some things I need to. Okay, this MongoDB, Mongo engine, SQL Alchemy. SQL Alchemy, without Flask SQL Alchemy. Yeah. TB session correct. Find a create role. Okay, something wrong with the this management. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll just remove this line and this line. See if it's still throwing error or not. Okay. If I remove this one, won't throw any error. It's creating the database. The moment I write this within app context, security store db session will replace db.session. Now it's permissions. Okay. Instead of permissions, I don't want to have this permission. I just want to check by role. Find user, just user. Okay. This one thing, I guess, the way we are trying to add, it considers this to be roles to be this should be a list. Okay, but we are passing it as a this attribute name. Attribute error scalar. Scalar, which one? Yeah. Nothing wrong with this table.
Restart the VS Code.
Restarting VS Code is not the solution. Something wrong with this one. Okay, just a second. Let me get the granting permissions. And okay, I have my reference. Just a second. So I'll just take the reference. have to go my GitHub repository. Just a second. This one. Repositories. Hmm. Attribute that. Let me just ask ChatGPT what's happening. Maybe help. Something the way we have created the role table. Okay, scalar. Maybe something has changed in the.
Tomorrow we will cover it.
E-
First, then we'll do it.
oh, just use the data store division. Parse
Hello, Sachin.
division. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you at mid-level. Actually, I want to ask some question about JavaScript. Can I use JavaScript for business logic of a website?
Yes.
Because I didn't get in document section of our project. That's why I'm asking.
So you can use like core JavaScript for your project. Like even for this project, you'll have to write some of the JavaScript since it has something timer concept something. So for that, you'll have to have this JavaScript.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
So yeah, like you're not allowed to use any external JavaScript framework, but you are allowed to use core JavaScript.
Yeah, we can use a custom JavaScript. I mean, I want to make website at raw level, custom HTML, custom CSS, and custom JavaScript, and with Flask.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm, yeah,
Let us
or
resolve it tomorrow before starting this Mat 2 session.
what?
Tomorrow session, same, you will take, no?
Yeah, for Mat too.
So we will resolve it. Something
Yes,
missing.
I guess.
Some
Sorry.
one or two lines are there, I think so.
Or maybe something has changed in the configuration in the
Yeah,
installation part. It says,
it may happen.
yeah, welcome to
The
fix all.
version, due to the version of the Flask security like that, it may happen.
Hmm.
It is
Start.
changing day by day.
Yeah. So we'll have to follow the same compatible Flask SQL alchemy. That's the reason I guess we are getting the error.
Maybe previous one.
Yes. Where's the hmm. So yeah, I'm sure we'll have to follow the same instruction. Okay, we'll just spend 10 or 15 minutes more to fix this. Okay, let's not use the uh this Flask SQL alchemy. Okay, instead of install it again with the same instruction. Okay, so let's do it. I guess we'll be able to. Maybe something has changed in the Flask security. Okay, let's install it. I think they are installing. Okay, and we'll follow the same instruction and we'll modify something in the database and this part. Okay, it says to create the database. Okay, with the configuration. Okay, all are okay. DB models. Okay, models and init. uh, DB session is all okay. Same thing I've closed. Okay, DB session and all. Yeah. Okay, first I'll make the changes in the database. It says you create the engine scope maker. Okay, okay. Uh, Finally I created this DB. Init DB is same like DB. This is similar. Okay. Instead of this models, okay, in the models, it says I need to pass this one. Class security models to this one. Okay, let's change this. I'll go to database and instead of this user mixin role mixin and instead they are using a role mixin user nothing nowhere. Okay, instead of this what we call, yeah, this role mixin, not over here, and database user mixin. This should resolve our issue. Yeah. Good one. Anything specific to create models? No, no. Okay. The following code simple illustrate how to get started quickly as possible as SQL Alchemy in a declarative way. Not declarative way. I don't want this declarative. Somewhere they mention complete structure. Okay. Okay, let's skip this part since they haven't mentioned anything to specific, but some columns are important. FS unique fire and all. Uh, okay, now I'll just try this one. Okay. Yeah, set up this one. Yeah, this two set up. And now, let's do the same code, but it has the permission. Instead of permission, what I'm having is the, okay, let's see if the error is changed or not. Not sorry. No.
Pip install this upgrade pip. Maybe version will be.
Okay, let's do it.
We can do this, no?
Mm-hmm.
Let us try it. Pip install
Yeah.
upgrade. Python -m pip install -- upgrade pip.
So second thing, before setting it up, this role is okay or not. Database. What else? installation. First case girl and this one. Quick start. Basic quick application and light. Flask SQL Alchemy application. Okay, Flask SQL Alchemy. Let's go to this one. It says cell queue. And then role model, user model. SQL Alchemy, Flask SQL Alchemy. Okay, I'll just do one thing. Creating this now. Okay. Let me just do one thing. I'll install this current version of Flask SQL Alchemy, Flask SQL Alchemy. And now this is installed. Pip. So yes, pip, sorry, pip raise dangerous login. Okay, let me just go with this one. And now it says I've created the same DB object, and in the model, okay, let's add this line, only this line. Secret key remembered, strict, session cookie strict, and all configuration. Okay, database has this, but import this. Okay. Now, throw mix. These two are correct. Format. Yes, SQL, FSQL, Flask SQL. Okay, Flask SQL. FS user. User mixing, role mixing. Role table created. But the only thing is missing in over here is the way they created this table. Table is not mentioned. That's the issue. Okay. Then same thing. Yeah. Python .py. Yeah, what's the issue? This metadata instance. Delete this. Okay, so okay, let me just do one thing. The role table, I'll just start pass. But How it's possible? Like user table and pass. I can write it pass. Okay. I'll remove this confirm and password and all active roles. I'll like remove this roles. This is not possible. Yeah.
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 Let us do it tomorrow.
It's
Maybe some bug is there. We are not able to find
Mhm.
out.
Yes, Sachin, you can maybe you
It
can
is
Yeah.
better
do.
to find it out, and then we will discuss it the same thing again, and
Yeah.
then we will proceed for the Mat 2. It will be better, no?
Yeah. That will be better. I guess something changed in the document. Okay,
Something,
and the
some
implementation.
a small thing we missed out something because we are not experts, so we are not able to find it out. You are alone doing, no? That's why.
Mm. So okay.
Maybe
Small thing.
We'll do one thing.
doing the whole
What?
application in one day. Doing the whole
But
application in one day.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
tedious task,
One
obviously.
thing I will
Uh,
suggest, if you agree,
mm,
one model code, so that we can discuss first quickly that runs quickly, and then we change it, and one by one we can discuss step by step.
okay.
One model
Let
code
me
which
tell
is
you.
run, go from the top
Let me.
downwards. It is
Yeah.
running,
Let me.
and
Let me tell you one thing. Like I had like I had this approach. Like I have lots of application right away, like right now, which I can run quickly. But the thing is, what I wanted to do is starting from the scratch. So what
no,
happens
no,
if I suddenly put some application and
no,
start it,
no, no,
and
no.
if I'll uh,
Absolutely right.
like
You are
go you.
absolutely right. I learned a lot,
Mm,
and a lot of
mm,
things I learned. The whole framework I could understand.
mm,
Ultimately, the project will run, no problem at all. What I mean to say now, quickly we will go through that. Okay, this is the running. Suppose 10 types of things are there. We have to learn for this. All the 10
mm,
types of things, this which is running properly, we will learn that, and then we will change one by one.
mm. Yeah, correct.
What I mean to say, because we will not go through the areas which is deeper. When we
Mm,
go properly the whole throw, and then we will go deeper one by one. One time we will go to the security, second time we will go to the database, third time we will go to the what will happen, we will be confident that the app is running, the default code will be there. So what is the problem, we will find it out. This is my idea, what we learn and what we do properly. Normally what we do, the lecture comes and I code exactly the same code first, then I will
yeah.
start another thing.